Okay, folks, this is the video for week number 4, and we are finding the vertex of a quadratic using vertex form of an equation. Okay, the one way we know how to find the vertex is by using negative b over 2a, and that's if the equation is in standard form. So standard form is when it's ax squared plus bx plus c. Vertex form is when you're able to factor the trinomial, and then the vertex becomes, if it's in vertex form, hk. Okay, so you take the opposite of the number that's added to x in the binomial that's squared, and then you add k for the y coordinate. Okay, and the process of putting an equation from standard form into vertex form is called completing the square. So you're creating and making a perfect square. So your first step is to take that b value. Remember, we have a, b, and c. You take b divided by 2 and square it. Okay, so the b value is 10. So I'm going to rewrite this here. Keep the 10x. Then I'm going to take 10 divided by 2, which is 5, and square it, which is 25. So I would add 25, but then I'm going to take away 25 right away because I don't want to change the equation. So really, I'm just adding 0, and then put that plus 8 on the end. Now, this trinomial here is a perfect square. We created it because we took b divided by 2 and squared it. It's a perfect square because if I factor it, I get the exact same things in parentheses. So can you see that 5 times 5 gives me 25, but it also adds to give me 10? So I have the exact same thing in the parentheses when I factor it. Out here, the negative 25 plus 8 gives me negative 17, so I'm just going to put those two together. So now I'm going to rewrite this as x plus 5 all squared minus 17. Well, now it's in vertex form. So the vertex is going to be the opposite of that number right there, and then you keep the negative 17. So the vertex would be, negative 5, and then negative 17. So if the equation's in vertex form, that's the way to look and see what the vertex is. Okay, so let's do another one. It's a little bit trickier when that b value is an odd number, because then you have to deal with decimals or fractions. So when I rewrite this, I rewrite the first two terms. Then I take b divided by 2, so 9 divided by 2 squared. So that's going to be 81 over 4. So I'm going to add 81 over 4, take it away right away, and then keep the plus 3 out here. So then this part becomes the perfect square, because the factors are going to be x and x, and then 9 halves. Whatever this number is right here that you squared, that's always going to be the number that's you're adding or subtracting if that middle term is a negative. Then I'm going to put together the negative 81 fourths and 3. The easiest way to do that is to put in your calculator negative 81 divided by 4, then add 3. You're going to get a decimal, but then hit the math key and hit enter twice, and it'll give you the fraction or the equivalent fraction. So this is going to be equal to x plus 9 halves squared minus 69 fourths. So my vertex is going to be negative 9 halves and negative 69 fourths. And I don't know if in Delta Math they let you use decimals or not. I just encourage you to leave them as fractions. All right, so reach out if you have questions. And this puzzle is, I'm on top of the world.